Sometimes when God begins to move in your life, the first thing he does is separate you. Not because you've done something wrong, but because he's preparing you for something greater than you can see right now. One day, everything feels normal. Your friends are close. Your plans are clear. Your path feels secure. And then suddenly, silence. People start fading away. Calls stop coming. Conversations grow cold. You look around and realize the circle you once depended on is gone. You pray, you question, you wonder, God, what did I do wrong? But you didn't do anything wrong. You did everything right. It's just that God has started to move you from the crowd to the calling. When God separates you, he is not punishing you. He is protecting purpose. He knows that certain people cannot travel with you where he's taking you next. Not because they're bad, but because their presence would hold you to the level you're being called to rise above. There are conversations, influences, and habits that can't survive in the atmosphere of your destiny. So one by one, God begins to peel them away, gently but firmly. It hurts, doesn't it? Because separation feels like rejection. It feels like loss. And sometimes you cry. Not because you miss the people, but because you miss how life used to feel. But remember this, God never removes something without a reason. He doesn't cut ties to hurt you. He cuts ties to heal you. You see, some people were only assigned to the chapter you're leaving. Their role was never meant to extend into your future. And the longer you try to hold on, the heavier the journey becomes. God loves you too much to let you stay attached to what cannot grow with you. There will come a time when you realize the silence around you was not abandonment. It was alignment. God was aligning you with himself, teaching you how to stand without applause, how to walk without approval, how to trust when there's no one left to lean on. When you're surrounded by noise, it's easy to confuse opinions for truth. But when God isolates you, suddenly the only voice left is his. And that's when you begin to hear him clearly. Not in the chaos, but in the quiet. Moses had to leave Egypt before he could hear God from the burning bush. Joseph had to sit in a prison before he could rule from a palace. Even Jesus, before beginning his ministry, was led into the wilderness alone. Isolation is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of transformation. In those hidden seasons, you'll start to see what God was really doing. You'll realize that while you were crying over who left, God was clearing space for who's coming. You'll look back and understand that those closed doors were never rejections. They were redirections. Every person who walked away wasn't part of your downfall. They were part of your preparation. God separates so he can speak. He speaks so he can shape, and he shapes so he can send. Maybe right now you feel unseen, overlooked, like your life is standing still while everyone else is moving ahead. But remember, before God reveals you publicly, he refines you privately. The spotlight can destroy what the secret place has not yet developed. So if you feel hidden, it's not because you're forgotten. It's because you're being prepared. In the quiet seasons, God builds your character. In the lonely seasons, he builds your faith. And in the confusing seasons, he builds your trust. You may not understand it now, but you will. You'll see why that friendship had to end. You'll see why that job didn't last. You'll see why that relationship couldn't continue. Because one day you'll stand in the very place you were destined to be. And everything will suddenly make sense. All the nights you cried, all the questions you asked, all the silence you endured, it wasn't wasted. It was working. Every tear was watering the ground where your purpose was being planted. God separates not to make you lonely, but to make you whole. He removes your dependence on people so you can learn dependence on him. And once he becomes your foundation, nothing and no one can shake you again. There will come a time when God begins to send people back into your life, but this time, they'll match your calling, not your comfort. You won't have to chase them. You'll recognize them, because they'll carry the same fire, the same hunger, the same spirit. They'll see you the way God sees you. So don't rush the process. Don't fight the silence. Don't mourn what God has already released. Because what's ahead of you is far greater than what's behind you. The season of separation is sacred. It's where God replaces distraction with direction. It's where he trades noise for clarity. And it's where he turns loneliness into power. So if you feel alone right now, don't despair. You are not being abandoned. You are being positioned. You are being set apart. And when the time is right, when the preparation is complete, when your faith has been tested and your heart has been purified, God will bring you out of hiding and show the world what He was shaping in the dark. Until then, stay faithful, stay patient, stay close to Him, because the same God who separated you is the same God who will elevate you.